All right. Yeah. That's Sergio Garcia Films.
What's going on, man?
Emmy Award winner. How's it going, man? How you doing?
Good. How about yourself?
Good,
Thanks.
man.
Thanks
Hey,
for having
first
me.
of all, before anything, I want to congratulate you with what you did with the Bronco 956 video.
Thank you. No, that was good.
Usually when I go and we do video and stuff, right? You do video because, ladies and gentlemen, Sergio has done most of my Whiskey D music videos, and he's also a part of the band as well. He travels with us, and he takes his camera and he takes all kinds of content and footage while we're on the truck stops and everywhere. And he also works with Telemundo. He's been a cameraman for a long time. He's won Emmy Awards for his footage and the stuff that he's filmed before. And he's been through some crazy times as well. But usually when we do a video, you know, he'll be done with it, and then I'll go to his studio and I'll sit there and I'll watch, and I'll always have a little something, maybe esto que la chingada.
It's a small little critique. Nunca te falla, bro. Nunca te falla.
I don't know. It's just, but you know what? The critique has some, merit to it.
Yeah, it does.
Because you end up fixing it, and it did work. So, I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm as creative as you are, or that I have the same accolades or the same capabilities as you are. That you've been doing this for a long time, but I do have a sense of continuity and stuff like that since I've been in the business for quite a while. But this past one, the Bronco 956, I went and I was like, this is exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Because, ladies and gentlemen, when I decide, when I come up with a song or something, I visualize what I want to do with it in a video form, and then I just tell him about it, right? And then he's got to kind of build the vision in his mind, and what the hell? Okay, all right. So what we did this time is I kind of used an old video from a band called D-Light, Groove is in the Heart.
Grooves in the Heart.
And I told him, quiero que se watche bien ácido, carnal. You know what? Look, something like this. So you saw it, and then you saw basically the back of it.
Yeah.
But you didn't do anything of what's on that video.
No.
The way you went with the music where the dancer falls, and then and then the way you brought Bronco in, and then the way, that it took you a while. No, it was about 2 weeks to do it.
About 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
Something like that. But when I recall clearly when you told me, hey, I want this music video to look like this. Mm-hmm. And my first thought was like, man, that's something I've never done before.
Uh-huh.
It's not that I couldn't do it. It's just that
you hadn't done anything.
I hadn't done
You do
anything.
storyline stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I do more of the storyline stuff.
Uh-huh.
So when you approached me with it, I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do a Bronco 956. I was thinking, okay, let's go to La Pulga. And I had told you, hey, let's go to La Pulga. Let's have you guys there perform and everything.
And I didn't want to do that.
And you're like,
because
that's
it's
not
like
what I want to do.
it would be predictable.
Exactly.
And if no me van a hacer un video, of course they were gonna do it in La Pulga,
Yeah.
right? No. And so then I tell this guy, we need a green screen. And so this guy, what was the name of the guy that got the green screen? Juan shows up to David Alanis's photo because I needed a place to do it, and I was thinking of doing it here in this office. I just needed a space, put the sheets, and then do each member do something with the song, and then and so then I thought of David Alanis from A to Z Liquors in Far. He's got a little photo studio in the back, which is probably smaller. It's almost the same size as this room, right?
Yeah, look a little bit wider probably than
Yeah. Y llega el señor ese con la green screen. I thought, ladies and gentlemen, I thought you could actually just go buy some green sheets at the damn sheet place or something.
No, sir.
But no, there's specific curtains that you need. And they're not curtains, but it's like a sheet. It's a green
It's
sheet.
almost like a material, but it has to be the diffusion on it for the light and everything. You can't have no glare.
Yeah.
Because when you go into post-production, when you try to key out the green, and then remember what we had an issue with the guys wearing the glasses.
Yeah.
Some of their glasses had like that green rainbow kind of thing.
See.
So we had to tell them, hey, you know what? The glasses is not going to work because, it's gonna key out at the moment.
Yeah, because when you're in a green screen, ladies and gentlemen, you can't wear green
Exactly.
because it'll be transparent. It'll be the image will be transparent. So the man shows up and he dusted off this big old thing and he says, "I haven't used this thing in I don't know how many years, right? Tenía chingo de tiempo que no."
More than 5-10 years, I think you said like that.
I was like, "Dad, isn't anybody creative nowadays?
It's because that was used many years ago. I remember when I did my first green screen, I did it with Grupo Control. Because I used to do a lot of the music videos back in the day.
See.
And then I did one of the music videos, and I mean, that for me, that was cool. But now it evolves, film evolves. So it's just like, like you start stepping away from that. So, but when you brought this back in, I'm like, man, it's gonna be a challenge.
Filming it is so much easier. I mean, because when we did the ride with Whiskey D, boy, man, we had to go on location out in the middle of nowhere, take generators. Yeah. I mean, it was work, man.
It took us like, 4 days to record?
Yeah, and then the generator was always, fucking up on us, dude. And then we had a tent out in the middle of the fields, and then a twister just comes in and just goes. Ladies and gentlemen, the tornado, the little remolino, we could see it, man, far away. And ya vino un little tornado, carnal, and it came right over our freaking tent. It was crazy. We're holding down and shit. But
what it looked like if it was gonna take a turn, all of a sudden it just came straight at us like.
That was crazy, dude. I mean, what are the chances out of the whole empty barren field?
Hundreds and hundreds of acres, man.
And then we were there all day, and then we finished filming, and estamos todos soleados y la chingada. And then I go to Sergio's studio on Tuesday to see the film, the footage of the song Whiskey D, The Ride. Look it up. It's remarkable. It's a very good, and I'm not just saying that because it's ours, but we put some really hard work in it. And it's unlike any other videos around here. Most videos around here are very basic, most music videos.
This one has a storyline.
This one has a storyline, right? And so I get to Sergio's, and then Sergio looks at me, and he gives me that look like, and I go, what? He goes, quiero que me coma la tierra, carnal. I go, what? What happened? One of the cameras wasn't working. I'm like, oh.
And that was not just one of the cameras, it was the main camera.
Yeah, it's a main camera. So we had to go take all the equipment over there. We had to do it again in November. And then we had to wait till February for the Cadillac from the doctor in Harlingen. And then we went to that little cemetery. And I think it was perfect because it was overcast when we went to go do at the cemetery. So it's like a spirit coming out of the grave.
It had like a mist also that day. For some reason, it just had like perfect mist and everything.
Yeah. So those are, when that took like 6 months to do.
Yeah.
With this one, which the green screen, we just go into the studio, we put up the green screen on the floor and the wall because it was a full body thing. And we were done in about 2 hours, right? Everybody did the song once, and it was real funny because the Crazy Pimps were the perfect band for this song.
And you couldn't have picked a better band for this music, for this song.
The way they're dressed on it and everything. And so, and then, first we had BB, and then we had Bronco, and then we had both of them. Yeah. And then we had the drummer. When the drummer went, he was the first one. He's the son of Eddie Jimenez, the leader of the band. And he just couldn't stop laughing when he was doing the cowbell, right? And then we all just started, And then Eddie's brother, the bass player, he's the total opposite. He's like an introvert, right? He's just like, I'm just gonna do what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna do what I'm gonna do.
And then you could just hear him say, "I'm feeling it."
Yeah.
And he was barely even moving. Right?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, but it's good to have those different, type of characters. You want the funny guy. You want the guy that's like kind of like more, más reservado, you know what I mean? And then Eddie went in with the sax, and I love that you put the little music notes coming out of his saxophone in the video. And then we had the bajo sexto, And then I did my shit, and then I said, hey, and who are these two guys? The roadies. Órale, que se meta un roadie. Le di una t-shirt la de Ric Flair going, whoa, with the hair all fucked up in the blood. I said, órale, métete y baila la rola. Dude, the dude went off, bro, right?
As soon as he started dancing, we were like, whoa.
And then I said, órale, el otro roadie también, mira, te ponte esta Bruce Lee shirt, bro, una de Bruce Lee. Real outrageous shit. The shit was gonna be outrageous. And then he jumps in and he has no freaking rhythm at all. He's like going doing this, touching his fingers like that. And so that was even the biggest laugh. But man, at the end of the day, I mean, you can do all that footage, ladies and gentlemen, but it doesn't necessarily going to amount to a great video if you don't have the right person putting it together. And if you see the video, it's already got 150,000 views on it. It's about a month and a half old. Yeah. But everybody seems to get a kick out of it. And it's a 2-minute video. It's 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
It's probably been the shortest video I've done.
And it's real catchy, dude.
The shortest video, but I think the most complicated for me.
See?
Because I think when I first started it, when you would call me, you tell me, hey, how's the video coming? It's going good. I'll be honest with you, dude. I hadn't even started it.
I knew it, dude.
I mean, I hadn't even started it. I was just contemplating on how I was gonna
how to start,
man.
And that's all you need, right? You just start it, and from there on, it just flows.
Once I started, the first couple of seconds, I just felt everything too cramped. Like there was too much going on, and then all of a sudden, I was like, boom! Just something clicked. Something clicked, and within probably a week, I finished it. You know, obviously, you don't want to dedicate 8 hours to it because you fry your memory. You know.
Yeah.
So I would put in 2 hours, 3 hours, and then you would text me and you would tell me, hey, how's the video going? It's going good, man.
And I was like, look, I want to release it by January, bro.
And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But I think I did give it to you. I think even a week before January.
Yeah, because
and then you released it what?
Like the middle of January 15th.
Yeah,
it was that 2025.
I was like over here like being Cherrod.
Yeah,
fucking pressuring me. For shit.
So we got a month and a half on it, 150,000 views, and I mean, I get people like send me videos from Oklahoma all over the place, and then Bronco, he's like he embraced it, he loved it. And Bronco 956, and now they do like a little dance to it, and they're fucking putting it on. And he's got a whole group of people doing it, so I'm really happy that they were that they liked it and all that. And but
el beso,
yeah, dude. I mean, you know, and I like.
Did you get any comments of that?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, the thing about it is like I like that there's a lot going on in the video. Because people will have to see it over and over again just to see what they missed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because there's two guys dancing, there's this, there. And then at the end, when you put all of us, dude, I mean, just to end it, and I come up, un fenómeno viral. I mean, you couldn't have done it better, man, I think. And then, but there was one little glitch, ladies and gentlemen, on the video that I noticed.
Well, actually, you left, and you said, that's good. And I'm over here looking at him like, man, this will be the first time he does not change or critique his videos. So, and then I'm like, are you sure? He was, I love it. But then you took off and everything. And then like, 30 minutes later, you told me, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
There's a small little glitch.
Yeah.
I'm like, what glitch?
It was a hard edit.
Yeah, it was a hard edit. And I knew exactly what you were talking about. I knew exactly what you were talking about. Like, what glitch, bro? And you're like, where he says Bronco 956.
You got Bronco, whoa! And it's like the one of the last ones.
Yeah.
And it was like it was off.
Yeah, and then
very slightly.
And then what people don't understand is like when you do a music video, you have to work with your music, right? You can't later bring in a different soundtrack because it'll just screw the whole shit up. You know, you got to work with
what you got,
and finish with what you got. So, I don't know if Bronco or for whatever reason we're too into the dancing and everything. He reversed the words. I think he said "ooh,
Bronco" instead of Bronco. Ooh,
yeah, exactly. So that's why that glitch happened because I had to kind of like reverse it.
Yeah.
But and then I figured out a way how to.
Yeah, no, what
eliminate
you
the
did with it
glitch,
was
yeah.
perfect. You just framed it. You framed it out, and it fell right in.
Yeah.
So
I made a
said, okay,
glitch.
there
I
you
made
go.
a video glitch on the glitch.
Yeah, to make it work.
Yeah, to make it work.
Yeah, so you have to find ways of doing it, man. Shoot, dude, that's crazy. How long have you been doing this, bro? How long have you been doing camera stuff?
Man, over 25 years.
See?
25 years.
So you started in 2000?
2000 exactly.
Yeah, pues es 2025.
2000.
¿Qué estabas haciendo antes de eso?
Well, I was basically doing nothing, man.
No? No, how old are you?
I'm 30. I mean, 30.
Ya quisieras, güey.
Yeah, I was doing the math wrong.
You were 30 when that happened, or when you started?
No.
Oh.
When I started the film industry, I was gonna be 30 because I'm 50 now. No, I was 25.
You were 25?
I was 25 when I started. So before that,
So that's chavalo.
yeah, I was pretty.
You were
young.
still trying to figure out what the hell you wanted to do in life.
Yeah.
And you got into some trouble and shit, man, right?
Yeah.
Got shot and everything.
I shot everything.
And you still got the bullets lodged in you, bro?
Yeah, I got like 2 of them in me right now.
I know. You were checking out, ladies and gentlemen. Check out these x-rays. I was like, when you brought them, because I knew I knew you had been shot, but, I didn't know the extent of it. And then when I saw those... when I saw these X-rays and I saw the bullets by your neck and then by your bottom of your hip, I was like, holy shit. So they weren't able to extract them or what?
No, they were gonna do more damage than.
See.
And in the moment of them trying to extract it, they're gonna.
Le pegan un nervio o algo, carnal. She'll pain, bro.
As it is. I'm gonna go back a little bit. I got shot 7 times and left for dead.
And what age was that?
I was 20 years old.
20 years old. You're hanging out with the wrong crowd and shit.
Hanging out with the wrong crowd, doing some wrong stuff, you know. And I mean, thank God I've changed, you know. I mean, but I got shot 7 times, left for dead. They brought me back 3 times, and
was this in Brownsville or what was it?
Brownsville. It was in Brownsville. It's a life-changing experience.
I could imagine.
And for whatever reason, that to me at that moment made me feel a little bit more like, okay, they couldn't break me down. I'm gonna continue, but stronger, right? And what I was doing back
doing
then,
the shit you were doing.
yeah. So,
Instead of snapping and saying, I got to get out of this fucking business.
Somebody else would have probably said like, dude, I'm out.
Yeah.
But
and that's in Tupac. You shot me 7 times, could kill me.
like 50 Cent. No, but all jokes aside, I had my small businesses. I had a tendon alarm back in the day, and that's where I would get my clients, and that's what I was doing back then. Alarm and tent. I didn't know which way I was going, so I was like 23. Is when I decided I wanted to go into criminal justice.
Okay.
So I did go through the whole thing, but when I graduated, when I was gonna graduate, when they started doing the background check, it's when they told me, "Hey, man, you know what? You can't. We're not gonna let you. We can't hire you because you have this on your background, the attempted murder, because they tried to murder me, right?" So that was in the background. They told me like, hey, we don't want you to retaliate once you have this power in your hand and all this stuff.
See.
So I had to figure something else out.
Wow.
So, long story short, so when I met my wife, she's like, her head's like already like, hey, I'm going to college. I'm gonna be a nurse. And then she one day told me, like, what do you do, man? Like, what do you do for a living, And I went, well, I have my audio alarm and tent shop, I mean, that's how I get my money. And she's like, one day told me, you know what? That's not going to cut. You got to go look for something else, right? So when that happened, my neighbor, he used to work at Channel 4. And then that's when he told me, hey, you know what, man? They're hiring Channel 4. KGBT
in Harlingen.
And I'm like, what am I going to do there, And keep in mind, I had just gotten shot probably like 2 years, and it took me like 6 months to recover. I was paralyzed for almost 10 months because of the bullet that's lodged on my spine.
The lower back.
Yeah, it was hitting my nerve, so it wasn't sending no signal to my legs. So I was kind of paralyzed for like 10 months till finally I started getting like little tingle in my feet and everything. And that's when I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll be able to walk. So going back to that, I got my job at Channel 4 for a couple of months.
As a camera guy?
As a camera guy in studio.
Yeah, you were the big monster cameras.
Big
Yeah,
old cameras. Big old.
Yeah.
And then that's from there, man. I just fell in love with it. I went to school for it. I took some online classes, Full Sail from Miami, and just hit it hard, man. Because all of a sudden, I just started falling in love with something I never thought I would be doing it. And now it's 25 years later, I love it.
What attracted you to it at that moment? Like, what was it that attracted you to the camera? When you started doing it, what made you love it?
The camera work is not what attracted me. What started attracting me was the storyline, the stories. Like my mind started thinking, like, man, I could make one day do a story. One day I could probably even take what happened to me and build a story, make a
Like
movie,
a documentary,
or make a movie out of it. Because I mean, right now, what we're talking about is just just little facts that I can release because I can't say the whole thing or what actually happened to me. But I would love to make a movie, and that's what inspired me to continue because I would always say, man, one day I want to make a documentary or a film of my life.
How long did it take you to get out of the studio and onto the street with your camera? Because the reporters back then and still today, they have a photog that travels with them to go do their report or whatever journalism they got to do. Whereas, and it's getting to the point, I think, that one day that the journalist is going to be doing it all.
But actually, they do it now.
See?
That's how far it's evolved. Where
because
they're not called journalists no more. They're called video journalists.
Yeah.
Because now they have to shoot their own stuff.
Yeah, and edit it on their phone and then send it in, and it's up on the news. Right?
Yeah.
So
when to answer your question, I think when I started at Telemundo is when I started seeing the capabilities that I had to document stuff with video, with camera.
Okay, so Telemundo's where you're currently at. How long have you been there?
I started with Telemundo in 2000.
Okay.
Was there for 4 years.
So how long were you at KGBT?
Months.
Months, okay.
Couple of months.
And they offered you Telemundo, or how the hell did you get out of KGBT?
They offered me Telemundo right away. They offered me Telemundo right away. I guess they saw what I can do. And then that's when they're like, you know what? It's a new station. They started in 99.
And they were barely building their newscast,
Their newscast started like 5 years later, 2005.
Orale.
So I was there for 4 years. Then I left because at that time, I've always been a business person. I've always liked to hustle for my money. That's the way I was raised.
Side hustling.
Side hustle.
Yeah.
Side hustle. So, so 4 years passed. I'm in Telemundo. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to make my own production company. And that's how I started. So I left from Telemundo. I focused on my business for 4 years. And it boomed. I was doing live production. I was doing events. I was doing music videos. I was doing boxing, MMA.
Weddings?
No. I stayed away from that.
Yeah.
Because
no quinceañera wedding.
No, because I just couldn't deal with the moms and saying, hey, mijo, tómale la foto a mi abuelita con la niña. I just couldn't deal with that. I don't have that much patience for that kind of stuff.
So then you started your own production company in 2005 somewhere?
2004. Then I did it for 4 years, and then they called me again from Telemundo and say, "Hey, come back. We'll give you a better pay, insurance, and all this kind of stuff." And I said, "Oh, you know what? Let's try it." Because at that time, my business had kind of slowed down a little bit. So I went back for 2 years, and I decided to leave again. Because within those 2 years, my business started going up again.
Yeah.
I added a little bit more equipment to my production to where now I can travel. So now I was traveling. I was traveling to San Antonio, to Corpus, Dallas, Houston. I even did some gigs in Vegas, California.
And what kind of gigs were you doing up there? Were they like boxing events or something? Because I've seen your production for boxing and MMA, bro. Like, chingata con madre, bro. The screens, the way you conduct everything, the way you put everything together, you got great vision for it. And I've compared it to other productions in other boxing and MMA events. And, no, hombre, bro, te los llevas tú con madre, güey. I mean, big time. I've seen it.
Thank you. Yeah, my production, besides the MMA and the boxing, it does live concerts.
Okay.
I did, back in the day, I did a lot of Solido.
Okay.
Duelo, Control. I did a lot of their productions.
Sí.
And then the bigger gigs in California and Las Vegas, those were big old conventions. Where the one in Vegas, they hired us, a company from Dubai, and they made this big old it was kind of like an auction.
Sí.
I really didn't get the scheme of it, but they were like auctioning off cars, Ferraris, Porsche.
Yeah.
So that was probably one of my biggest paying gigs ever. Yeah.
That's amazing. So you did that
So I did that.
all the way through COVID or what? Just
No, well,
because you also did some, didn't you do some music videos for Solido también or no?
no, not Solido.
Control?
Control.
Órale.
I did. Yeah, but we're talking about many years back. Yeah, many years back.
So then you ended up getting that Vegas gig. You started doing your own production. You had left Telemundo for 2 years, and now you're back there again.
Yeah,
I was like, it's a love-hate relationship there, bro.
Yeah. Now I've been doing work for them for over this year will be 15 years. 15 years.
Off and on.
No, straight now.
See?
Straight now.
So you started in 2010?
2010, I returned
See?
with them.
And what do you do for Telemundo? You just do a lot of news stuff and all that, or?
No, right now I'm the investigative video journalist.
Okay, what does that do?
Video, I do. We go out and document like scams. Investigation. We investigate like criminal acts. Like when people say like a business tells you, "Hey, give us $1,000 and we'll start building your house." Right?
Yeah.
And usually these people go after people that are immigrant people, or they don't have documents to live here and stuff like that. So these kind of people take advantage of these kind of individuals, and so they'll take their money, and everything's done cash. So what we'll do is this individual will call us, and they'll tell us, "Hey, you know what? So and so has taken my money, and not only my money, but we have like 10 other people." So we'll build a story off of that, and then we'll communicate with the supposedly business, and if they want to come forward and speak, sometimes they don't. So what ends up happening is like the law goes after them.
Yeah.
And it's just all a scam at the end of the day.
You also did some work on the border, right?
I've done a lot of work on the border.
Yeah, with all the illegal immigrant stuff and all that.
Most of my Emmys come because of the border.
Wasn't there a show that was on the border? It's called Border Wars, was it called?
That was Border Wars.
Yeah. Did you do anything for them?
I did freelance work for them.
Freelance work.
Freelance means like where they hire you on over here on the side.
Okay, contract work.
Contract work.
And who would hire you? The A&E or I think it was on A&E, right?
They had a production manager here in the valley, and he was the one that would reach out.
See, because the Border Wars was like from Tijuana all the way over here, right? From California all the way to Brownsville.
Right. Yeah.
And what kind of stuff did you see when you were doing those, man?
Everything, dude. Everything.
Like what? Give me some type of. I mean, what was the craziest thing you saw when you were filming all that illegal immigrant stuff?
Some of the stuff I saw was obviously drugs. I saw where trucks with bundles of marijuana would come to the border, and then they're trying to take it out and they're trying to bring it into the United States, right? But as soon as, because at that moment we're doing ride-alongs. Ride-alongs are when you're riding along with a border patrol or an agent or something like that. So when we will get a call from the big old blimps, they will get a call and they will say, hey, you know what? You have a white SUV going your way. They might have something. So as soon as they were intersect, they would take off, and there we go, chasing them through the fields, to the dirt, to the pumps, everything, just 100 miles per hour, man.
Adrenaline.
Yeah, and I'm over here in the back recording, still trying to keep my camera still as possible.
Yeah.
And then they ditch, man. They ditch a truck sometimes. They crash, and they start running, and we'll run after them. And it's the big old adrenaline.
Yeah.
Big old adrenaline. I'll send you a video.
Yeah.
Where I'm actually running.
See?
And you can see me running after the...
How long did you do that, the border war stuff? It wasn't even half as bad back then as it was last 4 years with Joe Biden. I mean, back when you were... This was like before COVID, right? Yeah. I mean, it was like...
Oh, yeah, way before.
2010, something like that?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
And I probably did 2 years. Because and then after that, they started getting all in-house stuff. It was cheaper for them.
See. Yeah. And did you ever do any type of... like I saw this movie called Nightcrawler. And it's the dude, Jeff Gyllenhaal.
Gyllenhaal, yeah.
That actor.
Right.
And so apparently back in the day when, there was no internet, I guess,
right.
They'd be running around with a police scanner and they'd show up to accidents and videotape the accident in real time. And then they'd go and shop their video around with the newscasts, and then
they would try to sell it,
and they would make money doing that. Obviously, you've been in it since internet. So now with phones and stuff, recording and all that, it's a lot different. But did you ever have to go and do any type of that type of work, like with the Telemundo, like?
No, I never did that.
No news reporting and all that.
No, I never did that. It's crazy. I know back in the day you would have a chance to sell your video like that. But for it to be that crazy like that movie, I don't recall anybody telling me their stories like that.
What's the most lucrative part of your business? Like, what gig do you get being freelance or doing what you do? What gig brings in the most revenue for you? Like, is it those big boxing events? Is it because man, those productions are huge, right?
Yeah, when I do.
So there's expenses there for you. So you got to do it to where you can make a little something off of it, right?
Right.
Because you contract.
I subcontract
screens and speakers, but you already got the connections and the professional stuff. So you just like do it all. It's like finding somebody to book bands for your festival, and I book the bands, and then you get the production and you do the production, and then you get somebody, you subcontract.
Right.
Is that more lucrative for you? Is that a lucrative thing?
That is what brings in the most money.
See?
Yeah. That because like you said, I have a little bit more leeway on who I hire and stuff like that because it's all coming through me. So. And those productions, like you mentioned, I put all my heart and effort to them because that's what I love doing.
And the better it is, the more gigs you get. Because if you try to cut corners just so you can keep more money, then the production ends up being kind of like, And then, everybody's like, okay, whoever put this together, I'm not going to hire them. You know what I mean? So you have to find that balance where you want to put on one hell of a production and still be able to make a little bit of money, but not to the point where, your production's going to look, it's going to suffer, right?
Yeah. And how long have we been working?
Shoot, man, you started with us in 2015, maybe
2015 around
10
there.
years that you've been with us, because you've been with us from Dallas to El Paso, Lubbock,
All over the place.
the strippers on stage, all the man, some crazy freaking trips we've done with the band, man.
And you've seen my productions, like you say, like you mentioned, and I've never given less because I earned less. You know, I always tell the client, like, look, this is what I can offer you. If you have a budget, I'll work with it. Doesn't mean I'm going to give you less. I'm going to give you quality. And that's what a lot of people, a lot of these promoters, they see me as, okay, he's fair in pricing,
Yeah.
but I'm going to give you a good show, 100%. And then and not only the production, what gets put out on air, also the quality
See.
is what I look into also.
Yeah. You handle the camera switcher and all that stuff on the screens.
I'm directing the whole show.
Yeah,
in the
and you
back.
can tell the difference. You know, I went to a few. I've been to a few boxing events from different promoters and stuff like that, and you can right away tell that the productions are different. And every time I went to one, and I saw, like, me and my son. We were like, we had perimeter passes. It was an MMA event. And I was like, damn, man, this production is fucking amazing. And then you texted me.
Because I saw your
Because
picture.
I took a picture and you texted me, aquí en Dallas. I go, well, was that you? He goes, yeah, man. Órale. So I kind of figured it was you because it looked like your work, you
Right.
know. But also the music video. So you're just doing them with us, or are you for hire? I mean, if ladies and gentlemen, if you've got a band and you want a badass music video, this guy's the guy to call, man, for sure. I mean, just look at our stuff, right?
Yes. No, I am for hire for music videos. Currently, I'm only doing for you right now. Not by choice. It's just that I have other work that
Yeah.
I do. But it's something that I've always liked to do because of the storyline thing. Like I mentioned earlier, when you first told me about the Bronco 9x6, I was like, let's do a storyline, man. I had this good idea, and you're like, ah, dude, scratch that.
No, this is
Scratch
gonna
that.
be outrageous.
You're like, scratch
It's
that. Dude.
acid, dude.
Like, yo, man, I went home, I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, man. The songs, it's got a lot of success. I got an idea for another Pulga character.
Okay.
And so I already talked to Lucky Joe, and I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but, man, I think it's got a damn good hook. And it'll show that, hey, you know, I'm not just favoring Bronco, you know.
Right.
I mean, I don't understand all the hate that guy gets. Now that apparently they didn't let him go into the Pulga last week or something like that.
What I've heard is that I think he was banned. He's banned right now at the moment.
See,
Yeah.
I don't even know why. I mean, it's just amazing the hate that he gets, you know.
I mean, they hate on him, so he's defending himself, man. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, and he's just being himself. But you know what? Any other person, even his girlfriend or his wife or whatever, Bibi, you know, she gets a lot of hate too, bro. And I'm like, what? I mean, these people are just living their life, and you're getting to see it, and then
And I see it as a opportunity, man, for him. And he's just taking. I don't want to say he's taking advantage of it. I think he's just going.
he's capitalizing.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Everybody capitalizes on opportunity, and that's what we do here. I mean, if I would have been him, and it would have happened to me, fuck it. If I can go get paid to go travel and go to a pulga and hang out, you know, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, who's not gonna want to do that? You know, I mean, but I think people would rather see somebody, you know, sweating and breaking his back in a construction site, digging a hole or a trench, you know, then they'll be happy. But when they see somebody like him, and you know what, I freaked out because they showed a video of him last week, and he was like, they were in the parking lot of the Pulga de Alamo, and they wouldn't let him in, and then they show Bronco, and he's got these pants with like mirrors on them, dude. I was like, órale, that's fucking awesome.
They look like the little tachuelitas, the ones that they put on top of the roofs.
Yeah,
That's what I
dude.
thought they were.
The way like his whole character, dude. He's like el vato I mean,
I think people just think
he's
that,
outrageous.
Yeah, I think people just think that he's taking too much advantage of it,
Yeah.
and just kind of like doing his crazy stuff now.
I don't ever see him on social media cussing people out or just like looking at the camera and telling people shit.
Yeah.
I see some. I mean, I know some friends that are all into these characters in TikTok that are local. and that are fucking outrageous, dude. You know, like there's this lady that was running for politics, remember, in Raymondville, and she was in her car, and they were trying to open the door to get her kids, and she was at Sonic, and she was making, and she was live, and everybody
Really?
there was like thousands and thousands of people watching live, dude, and shit. People love to see a car accident, dude.
Yeah.
That's what they love, man. It's crazy.
Drama, dude.
Where do you see this? Your work, you know, like the news, the like we were talking about reporters doing their own photojournalism now. What's the future for cameramen, dude, and photogs in the news industry and in the film industry? What do you think?
I think the only thing that probably would change will be the way it gets done. Camera guys, you can't. I don't think nobody's gonna have an eye like a camera person. Like I've always said, it's not the camera that you're working with; it's the person behind the camera.
See,
Because you could have the best equipment, but still dish out shit product. You know,
yeah.
if the person behind the camera doesn't have that eye, it's just not. You're not gonna be able to produce anything with it.
But these TikTok videos, dude, like I told my wife, you know, the 60 Minutes deal with Kamala that, you know, supposedly they had edited to make her look better, you know, because she was just doing her word salads.
Right.
And when I saw the interview, I could tell it was a hard edit.
Yeah.
And I told my wife, you know, excuse me, I told my wife, you know what? This shit ain't gonna fly anymore with people because everybody edits now. In TikTok, you see the hard edits because that's what they do. Like, it's like chopped up, but it can go viral as long as the message comes out.
The content that you put out.
And the reason they chop it so close is so they only have a certain amount of time in the reel.
Right.
So they need to fit it in there.
And they'll cut off the and the pauses, and that's why it kind of looks chopped up. Like
It looks chopped up. And I remember in radio when I would have a phone call, an interview phoner, and I'd record it, I edited it to a point where it sounds fluent.
Right.
And then I had another DJ there that was editing it chopped up like that. It was like one run-on sentence.
Right.
And I would tell him, you need to give a little more space in between in order for it to sound like you're actually talking to somebody. But now every damn video you see on TikTok, a lot of them are chopped up like that.
Yeah.
And so I'm telling my wife, people, they see an interview and they're going to go, oh, they chopped it up. You know what I mean? They can tell because that's what they do. Now everybody edits now.
Yeah.
These apps
that's
on the phone.
The editing that's changed a lot. I remember having to edit from tape to tape. It was two machines with like jogs, and you would jog like to a certain point and then to a certain point, and then you would hit play, and this machine would somehow rewind 5 seconds, and then it'll start playing. And keep in mind, we're editing on tape. You know, I got to even edit on film where you would have to cut little pieces,
splice it and all that shit, tape it, put the little white marker on there.
Yeah, dude, we're talking about beta and film and
yeah. I did that in radio también with audio.
VHS and stuff. Now it's all digital, man. Everything's recorded on SD cards. Pop it in your computer, quick edit, and you're ready, man.
And the cameras have gotten smaller too. Yeah. You know, we used to have the $50,000 cameras that are heavy as shit. Yeah. I mean, you see them in the NFL too. You know, they're using them on the field.
But those, I mean, that's a big difference, man, because those are high quality and they have the big old lenses to where you could follow the damn freaking baseball and the football and everything, and they're up there on the stage, man, in the field.
But these phones are getting like, I see some YouTube videos and it's like 4K. And then I see the guy in a reflection, and he's got a freaking iPhone, dude. And I'm like, what? I thought it was like a professional camera or something.
I've recorded stuff that I've edited, I've produced, I've done stories on them with my phone, and only my phone. And that's what, I mean, it's a challenge, but it comes back to who's behind the camera. Because you could probably grab your phone and start recording, but you're gonna say like shit. Like,
And the content, like the quality doesn't have to be that
Nah.
good if the content is good.
nowadays, yeah. Nowadays, quality is
As
doesn't
long
even
as
matter, bro.
as long as they see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back a couple of years back, the quality of the video was so important. What is important is audio also. I think audio has a big key to it too.
What about AI, man? AI is they're gonna come in and they might. Nowadays, you could put like a whole interview and it'll edit it for you.
Yeah.
Everything.
There's programs already for doing that.
Yeah, and then you can put voices on a video on a person that's not even them, but it sounds like them. There's software to emulate voices. I mean, do you think AI is gonna take over the camera industry and the film industry, or what, bro?
I don't think so, man. I don't. Me personally, I don't think so. But I might be wrong. I might be wrong. Then shit, if it does, then I'm fucked.
I think AI is it's gonna make a lot of things easier. It's gonna make it harder for people that have livelihoods doing this.
I would,
But it's going to give a lot more opportunity to the people that would never have a livelihood doing this,
It's
like
gonna
the influencers.
It's gonna benefit all these youngsters that are barely starting. It benefits them already because I had to go to school, to film school, to be able to learn how to edit, to be able to do a storyline. These kids nowadays just pick up their phone, they record, and they just throw it into CapCut or these AI programs, and boom, it's done.
Ya hacen todo, bro, el app. And they're only going to get better.
I mean, how long ago was it that at first I would edit everything for you, and then all of a sudden you told me, hey, you know what, dude, just Dropbox me the footage, and I'll edit. And I'm like, okay, why? You're like, dude, it's because I need them like tomorrow. I'm like, okay, I throw on because it and that's another thing is that these apps is just everything's just so much quicker.
I used to have another guy that he would do my little promos and all that.
Right, I remember that.
And I was paying him, man. I was, giving him money. He was making money off of me. I was, and then I learned it and I was like, okay, I like doing it myself. And I like doing it. It's not like, oh shit, I gotta do it. I love like editing and creating and stuff.
And you're not even editing on a computer.
Yeah.
You edit
on my phone.
On your phone, your iPad.
Or my iPad. And so the guy he lost that income from me. And same with you, because I used to take care of you when you would do all that stuff for me. So it came to the point, okay, I can save money here and I can save money here because I need to have money for this, whatever. But I mean, it's interesting. In the next 5 years, those apps like CapCut are just going to get better.
And what do you think? I mean, what do you think about these programs for cameramen?
Man, I honestly think that the thing is depending on the quality, it's like I was telling you, like the videos on TikTok, they're not even like professional, but they'll get millions of views because of the content.
It's the content.
So it's gonna all depend on what are you showing, and if the quality is great, good, but one that doesn't even has a lesser quality can be just as good as far as traction is concerned. So, but at this point, there's gonna be ways of, because there's a lot of video on YouTube, like with me and Selena, and it's blurry.
Right.
And there'll be a time when you can put it in software and it'll make it look high def. And I'm waiting for that, dude, because I've got so much stuff. There's so much stuff on YouTube. As a matter of fact, I just ran into a Viva Selena channel. So it popped up on my recommendations, and it was Selena with Rock and Roll James compilation, complete footage of all the interviews. So somebody took the time to put all the interviews in one video, which is like 30 minutes of just clips of me and her. And I was like, wow, that's pretty damn cool. But, it looks, and even if you put up the video on YouTube in high def, I think it's the views, I think it ages.
Yeah.
And it ends up looking, it ends up aging as digitally as well.
I mean, let's go back to what that music video that you first showed me. How long ago was that music video recorded? And back then it was a shit.
That was the early 90s.
I mean, back then those videos in the 90s were like, damn, like who edited who?
And you can tell the 90s videos on YouTube because they have the border.
Yeah, it's a 4:3.
It's a 4:3.
Yeah, 4:3 that's what we call it in the film industry. It's,
Orale.
it's a box.
It's a box.
And now it's 16:9. The widescreen.
See.
You know, it's just. I mean, back then the TVs were squared.
Yeah.
You know?
And in CapCut, you can find the whatever size you want. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. I mean, it's
horizontal.
apps are just going to be able to do anything you want. What you're capable of doing, what you make money doing for other people, the app will be able to do it at $69.99 a year. You know what I mean, or whatever. But and it's like they're just going to get better. I thought I was going to have I'm still trying to catch on to the CapCut, but because I used to use Pinnacle Pro. And I was like, I had already freaking, I had mastered it, and I would do videos like that.
Yeah.
But now with CapCut, I'm learning how to do it. And
CapCut's just drop and go, man.
and they've got a lot of great extras,
Effects, banners,
the
text,
transitions, all that stuff. So I'm learning and I'm having fun with it, but I don't do anything over, I just simple, just get it out. But I noticed that they'll cut if there's a video that I want to talk about, I can videotape myself and then I can cut out the background and it'll just be me with the video in the background like a green screen now. So
that's AI. They're working for you, man. Yeah. But I mean, you could tell. I mean, you could tell the little pixelated stuff and where you're getting cut off and stuff like that.
But they don't care.
Yeah.
People just want content.
Content.
They just want content.
Like they say, if you don't hook them the first 30 seconds on your content, that's it, man.
And we're the only ones that see the quality and that talk about. But anybody else that just out in the street, just regular normal Joes, they don't look at stuff like that. They just look at what they're being fed, or what they're seeing.
Imagine doing the Bronco 956 on CapCut.
Yeah.
Imagine.
I wonder how. I don't know if it would be able to do it.
You will be able
what you did with the video. I don't think CapCut would be able to do it. But they did do something for me.
I saw
the promo.
I saw like the two little the dancers right there, like in the bottom.
Like I put the video in, and it turned it into a promo, and it was Instagram.
Did you take the green? Did I give you the green footage or
no? It was the music video.
Okay.
I got the music video, and I uploaded it on CapCut, and then I just put promo. And it'll edit it, and it'll make the square and bring in different things. I mean, I liked it. It was something quick that I could just put out so people can start getting. And something that I did was to promote the video and hype it up. I put like a clip of the video on social media with no audio.
Yeah.
And they're like, "What the fuck's going on there?"
I bet you that drove people crazy.
You know what I mean? And so that gave them. I felt that was just an idea I came out with marketing and branding. I felt like if I'm watching a video and I see something as crazy as that going on the screen, and I want to hear it, and there's no audio, what the fuck? When's it coming out? I want to hear it. So it kind of like makes people, anxious to see it.
And the thing, and it comes back to the content, man. I mean, you have Bronco 956. He's like the hot shit right now here in the 956. So having him there, and then having yourself, and then just the way it's edited and produced. I mean, people are gonna want to watch it.
Yeah, and the Crazy Pimps were the perfect band for it, man. Yeah. I couldn't have picked anybody other. Bueno, Sergio, thanks for coming to the show, man. I appreciate talking to you, bro. And we're still together, man, and we're still rocking and rolling. So we'll be on the road, ladies and gentlemen. Be looking out because Whiskey D's on the road, and this guy who goes with us and takes all kinds of footage and with fans and in the truck stops and everywhere we go. So, and then of course he takes footage of the show and takes amazing pictures as well. So this guy's somebody that you might want to talk to in case you do an event and you want some production done, or you want a music video put together, or you want him to go and film everything together. He also did the Whiskey D Third Rate Romance video with Bobby Pulido,
Oh, yeah,
myself, my band, and Lucky Joe. And we did that. That was one of the videos that we just did at a bar, and it was just us performing and stuff like that. So there wasn't no storyline on it or anything. It was just a performance video. The Whiskey D, The Ride is a storyline, and that's one that you might want to check out. And did we do any other videos together? I think there's just go to the Whiskey D YouTube channel and you'll see them all. And there's some music that we got with Whiskey D that we want to do. Devil Woman and some other songs that
Mama's
I've been
Prayers
wanting. Mama's Prayers is one that I really want to put together as well this year. So, but anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And I appreciate your support. It's hashtag PVT Rock and Roll James 1-on-1.